Imagine this. You're standing on a beach, the waves crashing gently at your feet. You take a sip of the water. It's fresh, pure, and completely drinkable. Sounds great, right? But what if I told you that turning all the world's salty oceans into fresh water could spell disaster for life as we know it? Could Earth survive such a drastic change? Or would it plunge us into chaos? Let's find out. First, let's rewind the clock, 3.8 billion years to be exact. Believe it or not, Earth's oceans were once fresh water. But over time, rainwater eroded rocks, carrying minerals and salts into rivers and eventually the oceans. Add in contributions from hydrothermal vents and underwater volcanoes, and voila, salty oceans were born. Today, the oceans hold so much salt that if we spread it across all the land on Earth, it would form a 40-story layer. That's like blanketing the entire planet with a salt skyscraper. But what if, in the blink of an eye, all that salt just disappeared? What would happen to the planet and us? Let's start with marine life. Over millions of years, marine species have adapted to live in salty environments. Fish, coral, algae, all of them depend on the salinity of seawater to survive. If the ocean suddenly turned fresh, it would be a catastrophe. Most saltwater species would die off within days. Algae, which are responsible for producing 50% of the oxygen we breathe, would perish. Without algae, not only would the air we breathe become less abundant, but carbon dioxide levels would skyrocket, accelerating climate change. A few species, like salmon, which can survive in both salt and freshwater, might make it. But for most marine life, this would be the end of the line. And it's not just the animals that would suffer. A freshwater ocean would wreak havoc on Earth's climate. Right now, the salt in our oceans drives convection currents, helping to regulate temperatures and weather patterns across the planet. Without salt, these currents would stop. Warm water from the equator would no longer flow toward cooler regions, leaving Earth's poles to freeze solid while the equator turned into an uninhabitable furnace. But that's not all. Hurricanes feed off warm ocean water, and without salt to stabilize the currents, they'd become more frequent and more deadly. Imagine superstorms battering coastal cities every year. Not good. The changes wouldn't stop there. With a destabilized climate, entire ecosystems would collapse. Food chains would disintegrate, and plant life would struggle to survive. Crops would fail, leading to massive food shortages and famine. And let's not forget the extreme weather. Some regions would face relentless heat, while others would endure freezing conditions or torrential storms. For humans, it would become nearly impossible to live in many parts of the world. Starvation, natural disasters, and extreme temperatures would push humanity to the brink. Here's the thing. Earth's balance is delicate. Everything, from the salt in our oceans to the air we breathe, works together to sustain life. Ocean salinity might not seem like a big deal, but as we've seen, it's absolutely critical for maintaining ecosystems, climate stability, and even our survival. So, could humanity ever make use of this hypothetical freshwater ocean? Sure, it might solve our water shortages in the short term. But the long-term consequences, far too costly. This is why scientists around the world are working tirelessly to find ways to preserve Earth's natural balance. From studying ocean salinity to exploring innovative ways to desalinate seawater, there's no shortage of brilliant minds tackling these challenges. In conclusion, turning the oceans into freshwater might sound like a dream come true, but in reality, it would be a nightmare. So next time you're at the beach, take a moment to appreciate those salty waves. They're doing more for the planet than you might think. Thanks for joining us on this thought-provoking journey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more weird and wonderful what-if adventures. Got a crazy idea? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, stay salty.